Welcome to Big Scott 35, the National Edition. Before I get into that, I did go to a card show yesterday. I've been talking about it for probably a month now, kind of setting up to go to the National here in Des Moines, Iowa. It was an all right size. I know they didn't have as many vendors as they wanted. I think that is due because of the National, but I did hear some vendors say they came from Dallas. This was their stop between Dallas and the National. And I think if the promoter pushes that aspect of it, it will work out for them. I talked to a couple of my dealer friends, and this was their first show. Not their first show, but the first time they've had this show there. And they were saying, you got to show some legitimacy, I guess, to get that big of a crowd. And they had a good out already. It was Saturday, and they've already had a good show Friday and Saturday. I guess there's people that were there both days. Me personally, I don't think there was enough there for both days. I kind of did it in a little over a half a day, and I'll get over why I go in more in depth. But the most importantly was there was deals to be had and dealers willing to work. I know the dealers that have been around for a while kind of know how I think the market is going. So I bought cards well under the comps on eBay. I even picked up a hobby box of Star Wars Mandalorian Season 2 for well under what the big three are selling them for. So I felt I should have, when he told me the price, he had two of them. I should have picked up both of them. And that was actually a local card shop that was there selling items, and where I usually go and buy my boxes. I was really happy with that. And so I spent some money there, picked up some stuff that I'll probably show later this week that I was really happy with, and will kind of tie into what I'm going to show you tonight. And tonight what I'm going to do is show you, some of my past pickups to start with. So when I go the first time, I didn't know what I was walking into. No way I knew any chance what that show was going to be. Been to a ton of card shows. Never ever anything like that. So I had in mind what I was looking for. I knew there was going to be a lot of vendors there. I've seen some videos of past shows, a lot of people talking about it. So I was looking for Ken Griffey Mariners and a auto, and a Bryce Harper auto. Two things I didn't have in my PC that I really wanted, and I want them nice. Well, the Harper one has since gone. I actually sent that in consignment to sell, and because he's with the Phillies, so no longer is that my possession. But I did get the Griffey auto. It's 36 out of 50 numbered. You can see it's a Beckett. I tell you, I'm not real keen on Beckett, but, it is what it is. So, I was very ecstatic. And that was one that I waited till Sunday. I talked to the vendor actually on Friday. He was about $75 less on Sunday. So it was playing a waiting game. The next year, really didn't have much in mind of what I was looking for. I just know what I collect. I finally kind of narrowed down what my PC was, what gave me I want to get these cards. I'm still kind of all over the place, but at least in my mind, I feel like I've narrowed it down. So I picked up this Johnny Bench rookie in a 6. Very good price. Could never get it at that price now. A little off center on the back, top to bottom. But the front is very beautiful. Old Ron Tompkins there. The other guy. So very happy with that one. And then that same year on Sunday, I was walking around looking for deals. This guy had his table where 25% off and was taking more off. And I got one of my all-time favorite football players, the number I wore in football, 72. Ed Too Tall Jones. One of the big reasons I'm a Cowboys fan. Auto, on-card auto, and just a certified auto. Really ecstatic. Got that at a very reasonable price. Very happy with that one. And then I would say, a couple years ago, didn't go to Atlantic City, so this would have been at Cleveland. I had a Gary Carter and a 6 that I had graded, but I upgraded at that show to a 7. Had a chance to get an 8 not too long ago and probably missed out on that one, but you see it's a little off-center. 75 is a very tough card, but I got a collector's grade on that one. And I went and it's just going through some bargain boxes, looking for a bargain. And this guy had right beside it in the case was the mini of that same card, but in the bargain box, he had a mini as well. And I got it for like $5, I think. And I went ahead and got it graded and got a 7. I think the one he had in his case was like an 8. So I winner. You see it's all center on the back, left to right there. But on the front, it's a little all centered as well. But again, a collector's grade and a 7 on a mini. Very happy with that. I don't know if I paid $5. It might have been $10. I don't want to cheap change it. Then last year, I'm one of the people that will tell you, first day, look around, take your notebook, take notes, find what you're looking for. But if it's something that you really want or if it's at that price, just go ahead and get it. So I did at the the baseball card exchange, I think it's called. They do have cards there outside of just having boxes, and they have some great deals. So first, I caught a non-sport. I love my Star Wars, if you follow my channel. Stormtroopers in a 10 from the 77. I think it's Stormtroopers Attack. I had the 77. Love Stormtroopers. I can't tell you really why. I think it's who's the men behind the mask type of deal, and why do they follow on the bad side. But it's all, if you read the books and stuff, it goes more into it. And I not have time for that psychology and sociology practice there. But then at the same table at the same time, so I bought that one. I think it was like $100 or something like that. I start, me and him are talking, and I'm looking around, and I see this Gretzky auto authenticated 82 O-Pee-Chee, which is very early in his career. So he didn't have a price. He went and looked it up, went and checked on it, and the price was right. And I was like, he had this one and one other one. I like this. The autograph was way better on this one. So yeah, that's just some of my pickups. If you go back and look at some of my archive videos, you'll see, jerseys and everything else. That's all these jerseys were picked up at the National, different ones. Like quite a few of these autographs behind me. That's just some of the stuff that I look for, and I think this time I'm looking for some cards outside of my realm. And I usually do mostly, I don't want to say just ultra modern, but like late 70s up. But I just want to get some bucket cards, some cards that I see other people get. And, I've always, not always, but one guy since I was a young man, I really wanted one is going to be one I've showed here today, just a different version. And another one is another player I feel that doesn't have his due, but is a great ball player and should be talked about much more as the greats. And hopefully I can get this to work right and share the pictures so we can talk about them a little bit. So this is the first card I'm looking for, Satchel Paige, 1953. I think this is one of those cards I've been wanting for a while. I am just nervous. If you look at the title of this, nervous at buying these cards because I don't know like the prices. I'm not very good. I've been trying to keep up with them. You know what these cards are going for on eBay, for what grade I could probably get them in. I'm gonna get low grades, I can tell you that, but I want them, you know, somewhat, you know, if I could find a crease in one or, you know, some creases, paper loss on the back, something that drops it down a pinhole where it's affordable. Now, Satchel, I can afford it, you know, a little bit higher, but I don't want to spend all my money. Now, I'm doing these in like a descending order. So that is one card that I'm looking for. All right. Now, this is the second card I'm looking for, the Gretzky. Now, I'll take this in a tops as well, whatever I can afford. Again, I won't be able to get a high grade. It just seems like this card in a low grade, reason it's in a low grade is very noticeable damage to them. But kind of is what's going to be. Gretzky's the reason why I watch hockey at all. I can't say I love hockey. I do like it a lot. I love watching the Caps play. That is something I really love doing. I'm not one that can watch any hockey game. There's a few players I like to watch, but you know, I'll watch the Caps. I get the NHL pass or whatever, so I can watch the Caps play. So I do love the Caps, but man, when Gretzky, he was the reason. And when my early childhood, I went to a lot of minor league hockey games. But when first time I saw Gretzky play, it was just, and all the hype around him, it just very impressionable young preteen. So reason I want to get him. And my third and final card I'm looking for is the Roberto Clemente rookie card. I, you know, like a lot of people read about him. My dad talks a lot when you talk about great outfielders. From who my dad watched, always the first one is Roberto Clemente. He used to tell me like, you know, all the practicing and everything he did growing, you know, that they talked about and how he perfected his craft and, you know, had all the tools and the way his passing and what meant to a country and how he is memorialized in that country as, you know, a hero, not just for, you know, playing baseball, but the man he was and the legacy he is. So Clemente, I love his story and just somebody, and I've been collecting very quietly, picking up his playing years cards. And this is the one that's, you know, it's kind of the big boy of them. And so again, it's going to be a low grade 1, 2. I mean, I hate to say it. If I could find the right authentic, I will get it. I want the card. I just want it in a graded format. I don't care if I'm showing PSA cards, but I don't care if they're SGC, CSG, Beckett. I don't care. I just want them to be authentic. And the Gretzky's been known to be, you know, duplicated and forged. And you would hope they're not trimmed or messed with when they're this, you know. I know it. I got to say that a little bit with a little discouragement because things in the past. But you know, you can tell with this PSA card, it's an older holder. It doesn't have the lighthouse, so you don't know what type of games. But you want to feel like if it's in those holders that they're at least authenticated. So there you go. That's the 3 cards I'm looking for. Will I get all 3? Probably not. Will I get any of them? I'm hoping so. But I'm just not going to buy them just because I want them. I can tell you that right now. Um, I'm going to look for the best copies that I can afford. And hopefully, some of the people in the community, some of the guys that do this might give me pointers on what to look for. I've been watching a lot of videos. I tell you, I got very enthusiastic during the Hobby Palooza, watching some of the videos talking about vintage, especially Bowman 53 with his group there. That was very fun. And again, if I'm going to spend this amount of money on cards, and one day I might have to sell them, or whoever they go to one day when I'm no longer here and they don't want them, whatever they do with them, at least with these, you will get probably get your money back, if not more, or really close to your money back. You're not going to take a bath. And I've been preaching, when it comes to guys in the league, I just don't I won't say overspend. I won't go over a certain amount that's set in my head for any card. And until they get that reputation, until it's, Mike Trout or Mookie Betts or some of those guys. Then, but Mookie's not one of the, I'm just throwing those names out there. Albert Pujols, Cabrera, Miguel Cabrera, these guys that are just slam dunk Hall of Famers, greats of the game. Those are the ones that, I'll spend a little bit more money on if I want the card. But even with Pete Alonso, I just will not spend a lot of money. He's not going to be a Hall of Famer. He didn't even make the All-Star team this year. So hitting a lot of home runs in a home run derby, it's just not there for me. Well, that's the 3 cards that I'm looking for. I know it's the first time I've done this screen sharing and all that, so trying something new. So thanks for hanging in there with me and watching that. What also, I think going to that card show today really put me in a good mindset where I think dealers are willing to work with you. When you go to the National, there is the main section, the largest section of the floor is a lot of the old school sellers. That's where the vintage guys are. They will have modern, but they're the ones that are willing. If they're going to be deals, that's probably where I'm not going to try to label people, but it just seems like that you could tell with the people that are newer, that haven't been doing this a long time or younger, are still in this. We're in this upswing. All these cards are massively, priced. And I looked at this guy had 2 Nolan Ryan rookies. I couldn't think. One had just visually perfectly rounded corners on it and some damage. And the other one, you could tell it was trimmed before I even picked it up. And before I even picked it, he goes, "This one's trimmed." But he wanted big prices for him. I was like, "Oh, this is going to be perfect. I'm going to get this at a price that I don't mind paying." I know it's going to, Nolan Ryan, Tom Seaver rookies are going to be a little pricey. I know that, even damaged. But good grief. I just went thanks and kind of went on my way. It wasn't even a price where you could even, because the guy kind of looked at me waiting for me to come back with a price. But my God, I wasn't in the, you want to say you're in the ballpark? I don't even think I was in the zip code. So with that, you don't even waste your time. It's just on to the next one. And, and I will be looking for cards like that at the show. And I'll be, I started looking at some boxes and pulling some cards out in some of the, I'm not going to say dollar boxes anymore. I'm going to just say discount boxes, something else, because these were not dollar boxes. They were the discards. All everything in here is half price, whatever. I did pick up some. I'm seeing more and more slab boxes like this, so I picked up 2 cheap slabs, which I'll show in a later date. But I started looking through regular cards, raw cards, and I'm like, what am I doing? I can get these on, sport lots anytime I want to. I can go on eBay and, but at the show, I might do it a little bit just to, satisfy my curiosity, just to see what's in there. I'm not as good as some of the other guys that are going to go through and pull out that 9 or 10 Mike Trout, and I'm not that lucky. When I look through boxes like that, I'm looking for inserts, numbered cards, variants of maybe not the all-stars, but the other guys on the Mets team. The ones, the McNeil, Nemo, Conforto, even DeGrom, he doesn't get the hobby love. Those cards you'll find in there sometimes. So it is worth my time. But I think when I go with those type of cards I'm looking for, I like to have them in hand. I like to look at them because when I look at pictures on eBay, my biggest fear is that's not the card I'm getting. It's going to be here's the picture, but here's the card you're getting, or some other shenanigans. If I'm going to pay, not all 3 are going to I could probably get 2 of those without being commas and 1 with a comma, but it'll likely be 2 of those are comma cards. To me, that's a lot of money. Now, not to everyone, but to me, it's a lot of money. And I just don't feel comfortable doing that on a eBay or something like that. So when I'm going, I feel like there will be some deals to be made, and I think there'll be some people that are going to be trying to still overprice. That's why I like to see what Sunday brings. I'm not leaving till Sunday evening, like 4:50 or something. So I'm going to spend a couple hours over at the show just to get a look to see if there's anything. I got this Ralph Sampson jersey on the cheap on Sunday last year. As a Virginia guy, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I couldn't get it fast enough. I even tried to get it cheaper than what he was selling it for. He said he couldn't do it. So I felt bad when I asked, I guess. But I think, and I have been seeing some interesting posts in the socials where people are deciding not to go because of what's going on with the COVID. So I'm going to be interested to see how many people. I think there's going to be a lot of people, but I don't know if it's going to be as many as everybody thinks it's going to be. And if it is, I think it's going to be Friday evening and Saturday. Saturday is usually packed, everyone I've gone to, because that's when everybody that lives in the area drives in. Sunday's usually pretty dead. And so I can't wait to get there Thursday, get on the floor as quickly as I can and start hunting, because I think that's the best day. If I had it to do over, I wait a little bit for planning because I know exactly when I'm getting off from work. So I planned for Thursday to Sunday when I could have done Wednesday through Sunday if I wanted to, and left Monday. Got there Wednesday, left Monday. And I almost wish I would have done that, or I left Sunday. I wish I would have got there Wednesday just to give me Wednesday, because I'm afraid that place is going to be a madhouse. And if it is, I'll just have to deal with it. And, it is what it is, as the saying goes. But I can't wait. I'm jacked up to see everybody. I can't wait to be amongst the crowd and the cards, and just see how the times we're living in, how everybody reacts. The one thing I didn't see, now I'm going to go back to the show, was I didn't see a lot of selling from people going to the show to dealers. I know I'm in Iowa, so it's a little behind the times, and that's not a knock on Iowa. It's just that's how things are done here. I only saw like 2 Pelican cases, and I only saw um, a handful of people selling. And it's very time consuming when you put a whole case and want the guy to go through. I could see where that's at because the guy saw me looking at it and stopped and walked over to help me. So I did appreciate that. Um, but that I just didn't see a lot of that. And one thing I did see was, or one thing I bought a card. The father comes up and asked me if I needed help. Looked at a card. He gave me the card, and I was like, I saw the price on it. I was like, is that the best you can do? That's what you always want to say. I had a somewhat of an idea what the card was, and I already thought it was kind of low. You can see I still got the mark on my hair from the show. I can't get it off. But he turns around and his son's standing there. That couldn't be 12, 13. He goes, it's his card. I got to ask him. He gave me a number right then. I said, thanks. I walked off, looked on eBay just to see what was going on, and they were well below eBay. So I bought the card. I went back. I shook the young man's hand and told him, hey, enjoy the grind. And I mean, I was told him, hey, learning about business at an early age is not a bad thing. And his dad's sitting there laughing, and I guess it's pretty much his table. His dad's got stuff there too, and they got to hustle. And he said he might go set up at Dallas in the spring or in the fall. I mean, so good for them. And there was kids everywhere. So don't be thinking that because it's no retail, what's there for kids and all this mess. The kids are there, so they were there buying too. So it's a good show, and I hope they do it again. And I can't wait for the National. So if you're going, I'll see you Thursday. Come up, say hi to me, because I know if I notice you, I'll say hi to you. And I just got to stop babbling. So until next time, like, share, subscribe. I've been getting some subscribers here. I really appreciate that. I'm sorry to babble again, but man, to take the time to subscribe and write more comments. I got some great comments on my pickups. Great people helping me with those word jello cards. I thank you for that. I appreciate it. Learn. So until next time, see ya.